MashaAllah, the brother, his talent's going to speak for itself. We get a round of applause for brother Naeem Baig. There you go, man. Let me give you that. Got a pocket? This one just got it right here.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, how much time do I have? Okay, inshallah. I'll share 3 pieces, inshallah. This first one is called I Am. I am the future. I am resistance. In a world where we're taught to conform to the norm, I am the difference. In a world where we turn a blind eye to the downtrodden and disenfranchised, I am a witness. In a world where dogs eat dogs and go about their business, I am a vision of reversion to a version of life void of coercion, void of subjection, void of injustice being apparent yet going uncorrected. A world where human contention is settled by divine intervention, where our intentions don't need to be questioned. A world where we're equal, a world where we're brothers, a world where our goals revolve around the best interests of others, a life with a purpose greater than living, where the charity we give keeps on giving, where wrongs are followed by appeals for remission, where every aspect of life is characterized by one single word: submission. I am a mission. And I'm worth just as much as hollow speech unless substantialized by action. Empty, like the promises of puppets disguised as leaders that are subject to subjective factions. Unmoving, like the grueling effort of worn and torn treadless tires on a slippery slope, slaving for traction. Worthless unless expanded upon, unless demanding and strong, unless given the time, effort, and devotion required to mending these wrongs. I am progress, a process, inspiring nations, requiring patience, aimed toward the gratification of the Creator instead of His creation. I'm a dream, straight out the depths of the corridors of morality subconscious, a dream of piety in society, propriety instead of notoriety, grueling and time-consuming, initially theorized, but worth every sacrifice once I am realized. I am hope, that something lasting can be made of life that's so short. Our last resort, hope, used to cope with and look past the sorrow, believe in achieving a better tomorrow. I am reality, and it seems that we've been skipping out on our routine checks. The reality that we're essentially different breeds of the exact same race, running different speeds at the exact same pace, that in the end, every path leads to the exact same place. I am promised the essence of life. The pride parents see behind the cries of a newborn child's eyes, able to accomplish greatness, able to demolish hatred, proof that life is sacred. I am potential to write a new chapter in the books of humanity, using the pen of action with the ink of morality. Potential, shackled by chains of futility, restrained by locks of unease, trapped in a box with a key. Worthless unless unlocked and set free. Potential, essential, central, and key to sowing the seeds that harvest this ever-growing tree of future, whose roots bear the fruits of progress, innovation, destiny. I am youth, so you tell me, how much do you value all that you reap? Jazakallah khair. So the second piece, inshallah, this one's about my mother. And my mother's name is Hasana. And so that's what this piece is called. It's called Hasana. And it's an Arabic word, which which means, has the meaning of goodness among many, and also reward. So just bear that in mind, inshallah. Blinds flipped open. Sun rays shine across an aged forehead, smooth as the day it was made. Mesmerized, so I stare into eyes that exemplify my natural inferiority to her. Eyes that unlock my every secret without the utterance of a sound. Demeanor that crushes mine to the ground. Words concise and profound that resound every time they are said. So she says, "What are you looking at?" I think to myself, if only you knew what I think of you. She taught me strength, the kind that drives a 21-year-old Ethiopian woman equipped with $600 American and a shoddy grasp of the English language to a place she chose to make home. On her own, in a place unknown, this foreigner in this foreign place made it very clear she was here to stay. She taught me how to love, to extend an open arm without expecting reciprocation, selfless even in times of desperation, taught by exemplifying ethic in every situation, and even when the odds seem insurmountable, she still strived for perpetuation. Even if I thanked you my entire life, I would not give you due gratification. This paradigm I'm proud to call mine goes by mommy. From my very first day, you were there. There through the accidents, coughs, colds, and fractured bones, stayed up with me all night when I had that TGIF food virus when the best food was sitting right at home. This home in which you tirelessly toil just to be met with moans and groans. This home you hoard on your back just to feel its roots deteriorated. And I know I don't show it enough, but you are appreciated, so mama, please don't ever fret. If dad's the head of this family, you are his neck. You demand respect, and I stand corrected. You would do anything to keep us protected, so here's my apology. Please do accept it. You cleaned the scabs and cuts and straightened out my faulty conduct, a product of heaven, right here on earth for the world to see, and the proof is right there under your feet. So I put myself below you in hopes to expound that the true way up is down. When I look at you, I see me, 4 years old, calling you at work just to see how your day is going. I think of the first days of school when I would beg your leg that I didn't have to go inside, not knowing in that classroom lied your dreams for me realized. When I look at you, I look into eyes that always uncovered the disguise of my lies, because that stinking little birdie always told you what I was trying to hide. That little birdie that connected your heart to mine, that made you come running anytime I cried. That little birdie that always seemed to pull me out the rough in a rush. And I know I don't say it enough, but I love you. Like this much. They say everybody gets a piece of their name. Mommy, you took the whole thing. You embody goodness in every sense of the word, a hasana from birth. May Allah reward the mother that put my mother onto this earth. This verse doesn't do her the slightest bit of justice, but oh Allah, if there is one thing this poem can accomplish, let it be just this. I ask you to make this a means of putting a smile on my mother's face, and a means of making us all understand the mother's place. She asked me why I was looking into her eyes, and I thought to myself, Mommy, they told me that the eye of the storm is the safest place to be, so in this storm called life, it is in your eyes that I find my safety. To you, I'm eternally dutiful, and I look into your eyes because it's the only place I find my reflection to be beautiful. She asked me what I was looking at, and I simply replied, a hasana. Jazakallah khair. So inshallah, one more piece. And this last one is one I've only done a handful of times. I don't know, I don't really have a title for it, actually. But I'll call it The Covenant, okay? To sound deep. Bismillah. Remind me, what is our purpose? What do we covet? Because it seems as though we've lost our heads in the clouds, blind to sound judgment. What do we hold as beloved? Do we live for the status, the comfort? Is it the titles? I swear you think we were living dead the way we spend half our time idle. See, we live life in these cycles. These systems are worthless. They've stripped us of purpose, convinced us our thirst will be quenched not by Jannah, but all that this earth is. We live on the surface. Our eyes have been swayed while there still remain lives to be saved, and strides to be made, and lies to be changed, and crimes to be paid. Our excuse is that these things involve a great deal. They're tactical. We have to be real and practical, so I advise the realist to take heed. To the idealist I say, indeed, practicality. Wouldn't have put the odds in Asia's marriage, or Dawood's favor, or Musa's carriage, or Maryam's labor. Practicality has and always will take a back seat to destiny. You see, he is as we perceive him to be. So we must gravely ask ourselves, Do we fault our tragedies more than we exalt His majesty? Is our diffidence beyond His omnipotence? Will He choose to withhold His beneficence because we refuse to behold His magnificence? How easily we get and neglect. How easily He forgives and forgets, while we readily believe and expect to be granted reprieve over redress. And yet, the minute our faults are addressed, we'd rather protest than accept. We'd rather object and digress. We'd rather regress than correct, while we openly profess our undying zest for success. So then, is it not time to return and reflect to this piece of meat that beats in the breast? Does His reverence and remembrance make us tremble, or does His mention cause tension in our chests? Are we running over with belief, or are we of it bereft? Is it callous from our malice? Is it filled with contempt, or with its content are we content? Are our misdeeds seen with ease, or do we repent and regret? Are we more concerned with what our tomorrows will reap, or do we sleep as though guaranteed no redress? Have we wept for our body, our brethren? Have we bothered to honor their debts? Have we sacrificed our wages in their most trying of stages? Have we even bothered to check? Sometimes individual parts must offer to starve, such that they feed the rest. Have we even tilled the hardened surface, fulfilled our purpose, our covenant, or did we forget? Has the time not arrived that we swallow our pride and return our hearts to the sublime, the adept, the one in whom the hearts find rest? Sometimes we are fooled, we forget that Ibrahim, who saw the dream, ready to accept any test, had fire made cool at his behest, because he had a sound piece of flesh in his breast. So I swear by the one who stopped the sun for Yusha' bin Nun, who allowed Muhammad to split the moon, who Adam turned to and expelled from his true home, who Sulaiman turned to and given Bilqis his throne, who Musa turned to and chased by the fleet of Fir'aun, who gave Ibrahim the wisdom to baffle Nimrud, who caused Jalut to fall at the hands of Dawood, who destroyed Ad and saved Hud, who saved Salih and destroyed Thamud, who destroyed the people of Lut, who saved Isa from the plot of the Yahud, who relieved the pain of Ayub, who eased the strain on Yaqub, who Yusuf turned to when unjustly thrown in jail, who Nuh turned to when they said he couldn't set sail, who emancipated Yunus from the belly of the whale, who gave Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam victory when they said he would fail. He is ready to make us prevail, make us progress. The question that remains is, are we ready to aid what plagues our breast? You see, we can't expect to grow if our ties are loose. No smart owner sets shoddy hollow roots, because when the heart's in order, the body follows suit. So per doctor's orders, drink some hearty, healthy soup and submit your heart to Him, such that your body embodies truth. We ask the changer of hearts to make our hearts sound to Him, beloved, as we put our head to the ground and leave our heart above it. Jazakallah khair.